barisan panel-panel, para peserta, hadirin dan hadirat yang saya muliakan, kita teruskan majlis kita pada hari ini dengan forum yang bertajuk Pembinaan Hospital Pintar Smart Model Terbaik. Izinkan saya untuk memperkenalkan moderator kita yang akan bersama-sama pada hari ini. Moderator yang akan bersama-sama kita pada hari ini ialah yang berbahagia Profesor Datuk Dr. Khairul Anwar bin Abdullah, Naib Chancellor Universiti Mahsa dan pengerusi Majlis Naib Chancellor Universiti. Selain itu, panel-panel yang akan terlibat adalah yang berbahagia Tan Sri Profesor Dr. Muhammad Amin dan Jamaluddin, Ketua Kluster Perubatan dan Sains Kesihatan Majlis Profesor Negara dan mantan Naib Chancellor Universiti Malaya. Selain itu juga kita ada yang berbahagia Datuk Sri Dr. Abu Hassan Al-Sa'ari Abdullah, mantan Ketua Perkhidmatan Perubatan Kecemasan dan Trauma Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Datuk Insinyur Muhammad Syahimi bin Haji Arsyad, Pengarah Pasukan Projek Khas Bangunan Cawangan Dasar dan Pengurusan Korporat JKR Malaysia. Dan yang terakhir adalah yang berusaha Dr. Khairul Anwar bin Cik Azmi, Penasihat Undang-Undang USM. Majlis dengan sukacitanya menjemput dan mempersilakan barisan panel dan moderator untuk meneruskan majlis kita pada hari ini. Baiklah, seterusnya saya serahkan majlis ini kepada yang berbahagia Profesor Datuk Dr. Anwar bin Abdullah sehinggalah ke jam 12.45 tengah hari, insya-Allah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera, salam satu negara, salam negaraku. Yang pertama ni saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada yang berbahagia Datuk Zubaidi, Naib Chancellor Universiti UNIZA yang telah pun sebenarnya saya ucapkan tahniah kepada beliau sebab menghayati satu forum dan juga satu seminar yang begitu penting bagi negara kita. Dan saya ambil peluang ini untuk memperkenalkan ahli-ahli panel pada forum ini. Yang pertama adalah Tan Sri Dr. Amin Jamaluddin. Yang kedua adalah yang berbahagia Datuk Sri Dr. Abu Hassan. Dan yang ketiga adalah yang berbahagia Datuk Insinyur Muhammad Syahimi. Dan seorang lagi adalah Dr. Khairul Anwar. Saya pengurusi bagi panel ini. Jarang sekali ada dua orang yang nama Khairul Anwar. Sebab selama ni saya seorang aja dulu. Sekarang ada seorang yang apa? I'm going to take you through this. This is a very serious kind of session. The reason why this is the most important session of all, because for the past 2 days we have discussed about the future of the hospitals. What is most important now? We want to identify the direction that UNIZA should take, because they are in the process of making a hospital. And which direction do we follow? to do that, we are going to have a discussion. The panelists will be given a very short briefing to us. And once the panelists has finished, I want to make it more interactive. If you see watching the sessions for the past 2 days, it has been one way through. But this time it's going to be not one way through. We want you to participate with us. We want you to tell us what your feelings, what do you think about the smart hospital and so on. So I think in that way we can achieve a much more concrete findings, and then we will try to formulate what at the end, what is the final formula that we want to use or maybe adopt at the end of the session. Is that okay? Okay, thank you very much. So I think I will now call upon the first member of the panel, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Muhammad Amin, to share with us his view on about the smart hospital. Before you just come in, Tan Sri, I want to just share my own small experience. I have been in the government sector for many, many years. And I think many of you know probably that I've been also responsible for setting up at least 3 medical faculties in this country. 3 medical schools. You know that University of Science Malaysia, USM in Kebangsaan. The second one I was responsible for at UITM with Dato' Zubaidi and so on. And of course, another faculty of medicine in Masa University. Now, the setting up of medical schools and also the practice in the hospital are slightly different when you talk about government and the private sectors. And the private sectors, the concerns at the end of the day, the bottom line is how much money do you bring back to their organization, period, nothing else. But in the government sector, we are not just talking about money. We are talking about the quality of the individuals that we produce. This is number one, is the quality of doctors you produce. Number 2, we also talk about the hospital. Any hospital, when you talk about smart, it's not the hospital is going to be smart. It is made in such a way that it's going to give the best possible service to the patient. The beneficiary of the system is the patient. So how do you make a hospital that will benefit the patient and make it easy for them? Precisely, that is all about. So I think we are going to hear from the great people around, 4 of them going to share their view on the building of this hospital. And we also want to hear from you, your view, what you think about this hospital that we will be proposing to UNIZA, and we will proceed on from there. With that, Tan Sri, the podium is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And salam sejahtera. Thank you, Professor Dato' Moderator. Just to the point, Alhamdulillah, this morning, symposium this morning already elaborated on definition, infrastructure, what is a smart hospital, an example of the smart hospital in many continents, including in Canada, in America, in Australia, even in Korea. But easy for me, my opinion here, what is the best model? I think the most important thing, what are the current availability in Malaysia hospital? But the most important thing, the upcoming 7 more teaching hospital, this should design towards smart hospital. But I remember that when digital and total hospital information system being introduced to be IT hospital in Malaysia setting up since the beginning of year 2000. Yes, definitely is that, ladies and gentlemen, yes, most of the bigger hospital, in the bigger city and the teaching hospital, they are being equipped with digital and total hospital information system, but they are not smart yet. Okay, what we mean by smart. The smart is that this morning definition by smart hospital. Most important thing is patient-centric. Okay, no doubt is that if we have good digital, good infrastructure of total hospital information system, but if the process does not relate to the patient, accommodated to the patient and the family. For example, rata-rata kalau kita pergi ke mana-mana hospital in this country, they have digital, they have total hospital information system, the infrastructure are there, but patient waiting time, patient can't find the car park, patient satisfaction is not there. Therefore, we are not smart enough. But of course, we are going toward smart concept. The smart concept is that the experience by the patient and the family, the first thing, must be wonderful. Therefore, whatever infrastructure we put, finally the process is that. But of course, for the doctors, for the nurses, for the staff in the hospital, they do have the system, paperless. But unfortunately, is that today, as a healthcare provider, also in teaching hospital, we still not achieve the smart hospital, whatever the patient experience. Therefore, the best model for the smart hospital will be look for our client, patient, family, and of course, on top of that, as what been defined this morning, the infrastructure must be safe, green, and also friendly. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop for this first part, and I'll pass over to the moderator.
Thank you to Prof. Dato' Tan Sri Amin. Maybe we will discuss in detail later on. I move on to Dato' Sri Abu Hassan to let's see what his view is on the smart hospital.
Thank you very much, Dr. Karu Anwar and everyone in the hall. Let me first explain my experience. I designed all the emergency department throughout the country. And for your information, this model has been followed in Indonesia, in Sudan, and some places in United Arab Emirates. Why did they follow? Why do they follow this structure? Why? Why is it that it is very, the model which actually it is an evergreen model? I'm proud to say that I exported this idea based on this philosophy. I created a philosophy. When I was designing hospital and I was designing emergency department, this is my philosophy. My philosophy is structure mirrors process and structure facilitate care. Maksudnya, setiap struktur itu mestilah mencerminkan proses kerja. Dan setiap struktur itu mestilah menyenangkan proses kerja. Kita buat pintu, saya created warna merah untuk resuscitation room. Jadi masa itu Ketua Pengarah Kesihatan Malaysia Tan Sri Abu Bakar Sulaiman kata, why you paint this room red? Oh, I said, this is based on Pavlov conditioning dog. Maksudnya Pavlov conditioning ni konsep bila kita bunyi loceng, anjing tu datang makan dan dia mempunyai condition reflex umpamanya. Then say, kata the other one is I said, warna merah ini memberi konsep yang dikatakan neuro association and psychological sensitization. Serupalah kalau kita pegang tiket warna business class, kita boleh duduk atas kapet hijau biru umpamanya. Kalau ekonomi carilah ujung-ujung tepi toilet umpamanya. Konsep begitu. Jadi konsep psychosensitization ini. Yang ketiga yang paling penting juga ialah setiap pintu kita konsep pintu emergency tak boleh pintu lift door macam ni, mesti sliding door, open wide. Itu pun tepi-tepi dinding tu masih lagi dilanggar oleh troli. Just to mention to you all again, the concept structure mirrors process and character facilitate care works so well. Nah, kalau kau pergi Jabatan Kecemasan rata-rata, red, yellow, green. Now ada tambah lagi satu, amber. Why color coded? Color coded ni neuro association, neurosensor. That is my preamble ceritanya. Nah, quickly 5 minit saja. Pertama, anytime you want to build a hospital, you must define policy dulu. Apakah polisinya? Adakah hospital ini primary hospital, secondary hospital, tertiary hospital, ataupun hospital network system. Mesti nak faham dulu. Masalah kalau kita dirikan hospital tanpa polisi, ini penting. I give you an example. Tapi jangan beritahu, beritahu tak apa. Okay, woman and child hospital. Bila hospital dah siap, I tanya dia, apa polisinya? Oh, kita ambil semua perempuan. Dan kita ambil semua pediatrik. Bagus. Perempuan ambil semua, pediatrik ambil semua. Pediatrik umur 18 tahun ke bawah. Itu rasminya. So, Jabatan Kecemasan HKL tutuplah, tak payah. Bukan woman and child hospital, ambil semua perempuan, ambil semua mak rempit, ambil semua orang mak motor, kami tak payah kerja. So, dia orang pening. Tak boleh macam tu, dia kata kami, kata-kata kami bukannya besar-besar, kecil-kecil sebab pediatrik. So konsepnya tak betul. Jadi konsep woman and child, lepas tu dia cakap, no, woman yang mengandung sahaja. Right? Mana boleh kalah. Lepas tu kalau woman yang dengue macam mana? Itu penting. I give an example, woman and child hospital ni mesti define policy dulu. Lepas tu akhirnya kata, okeylah kita ambil anak-anak umur 7 tahun ke bawah. Kerana kata kecil-kecil umurnya. And that's an example where when you don't define the policy, jadi nanti dia kata building dah siap, pahat berbunyi umpamanya kan, konsep macam mana kan? So the first thing. Jadi polisinya penting. Jadi polisi ni determine whether kita nak buat hospital ni secondary service atau tertiary service. Kalau tertiary service ni referral center. Secondary service kita ada all the discipline. Kalau nak primary pula mesti ada ambulance, mesti ada klinik. Define the policy. Number 2, we must understand the concept of managing expectation. Understand our client. Understand our catchment population. Kalau kita catchment population dekat Ampang umpamanya, situ ramai orang kaya-kaya. Lain sikit dia punya polisi, bukan lain sikit dia punya expectation. Kalau dekat kampung-kampung, lain expectationnya. This one I give you example. Saya design hospital di Indonesia. You know di Indonesia, Sabah perlu lebih kurang. Dia orang datang satu keluarga, tidur depan hospital dan dia orang bawa tikar, bantal, apa ni tidur kat situ. Now, you look at, when you design a hospital, you tidak fikirkan ini, and in fact, kalau you pergi hospital Surabaya, depan penuh orang tidur. Now, kalau you pergi rumah sakit Cipto, pergi. Sekarang dah tak ada dah. Kenapa? Masa saya pergi situ, saya design. Saya redesign, dia kata, jangan budak yang tidur kat sini, nanti kotor dan pelbagai lagi. Dan saya dirikan konsep anjung kasih, di mana keluarga-keluarga boleh tempat penginapan sementara umpamanya. I can tell a lot of story about my experience tentang managing expectation and the budaya-budaya yang ada di kawasan itu. Saya pergi ke Kelantan, bahawa kita nak buat anjung kasih. Jadi di Kelantan dia kata, pelantar pun tak apa. Whereas kalau di KL, dia orang nak katil. Saya pergi buat dekat Longhouse, dekat Miri, dia orang suka tidur di atas lantai. All these are budaya yang kita mesti faham. So managing expectation. Yang kedua, client charter. Client charter maksudnya kita mesti ada KPI. Kita mesti menentukan bahawa apakah yang kita nak tentukan. Kalau kita waiting time less than 90 minit, kalau less than, kita mesti ada tempat yang anak-anak boleh bermain supaya penantian itu tidak menjadi pengorbanan. Konsep weight management, ya. Yang ketiga, kita design hospital mestilah konsep future advancement. Jangan bila hospital dah didirikan, ini dah 5 tahun dahulu punya hospital. Nah, hospital Uniza ni, saya dengan Zabidi dengan Tan Sri Amin, kita bercerita tentang ni berapa tahun dahulu. Jadi kita harap projek briefnya itu, design briefnya itu dan polisinya mesti advance. Jangan nanti hospital siap tapi patient dah penuh dah. Belum apa-apa lagi dah nak extend. Now, 3 perkara yang saya akan cakap sekarang ni. Pertamanya dengan komponen. Komponennya kita mesti tahu tentang service system, kita mesti tahu tentang dia punya human resource, dan kita juga mesti tahu tentang yang paling penting juga yang dikatakan structure and technology. Jadi kalau kita nak memikirkan tentang smart hospital, seperti yang dibincangkan pagi tadi, yang saya tidak akan ulang, Prof. Hafizah and all that cakap, iaitu yang penting bila kita misal, kalau kita konsep semasa kita mesti faham this concept. It's called facilitating technology. Teknologi yang kita kenal yang boleh menyenangkan kerja. Jangan teknologi yang membebankan kerja. Ada teknologi yang kena key in banyak-banyak sampai orang kata Allah banyaknya dokumen nak key in. Itu kita tidak mahu. Sekarang kita ada voice activated. Kita ada voice activated. Cakap je, saya nak minum kopi, dapat kopi. Konsep. Jadi kita mesti faham. Datuk Karul Anwar cakap tentang 5th Industrial Revolution. In fact, now we must understand that. You see, in 5th Industrial Revolution, technology is very facilitating. Dia semua macam kita, in fact, sampak Soviet, kita kena just swipe card, kita gunakan all the, in fact, mobile. In fact, one thing we talk about macam kita kata data, big data in the cloud. Saya tak ada masa nak menceritakan ini, tapi facilitating technology is so important. Then the next thing, kita punya pakar engineer ni beritahu, infra. Janganlah kita cakap tentang hospital, nanti dia punya power tak cukup. Ini, you know, kita dulu ada telemedicine. Saya nak cerita sikit. Kawan saya Dr. Hisham tu, dia the owner of Medical Online. Dia punya kontrak was terminated because Ipoh Hospital tak cukup power. Dia tak boleh nak buat because power for technology is very important. Jadi sebab tak ada power, tak boleh nak continue what we call uninterrupted data management. Jadi tak boleh nak buat projek ni. Jadi infra tu very important. And finally of course, human resource lah. The brainware. Now the brainware ni, kita sebelum nak adakan smart hospital, kita kena train semua everybody to understand smart hospital. Okay? Now this is very important. So I'm going to stop here by saying that the first important thing that pembudayaan kerja. Now I just mentioned this word, total quality management. If you understand the concept total quality management, train everyone to understand about total quality management. Jadi, and then facilitated by technology. Itu saja. Thank you very much.
Okay. Terima kasih Dato' Abu Hassan. We are going to move on to the next person who will be Dato' Saimi to share with us his own experience in the building of a smart hospital. Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih Dato'. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat tengah hari. So, saya cuma nak, saya kata macam tadilah, macam Dato' Si cakap lah. Bila kampung kita is implementer, maknanya dia keperluan tu kena jelas. Kalau keperluan tu tak jelas, dia akan jadi yang lain lah. That's why untuk projek yang lebih pada 50 juta, especially hospital lah. Kalau kita tengok pengalaman kita untuk hospital ni, nanti Tan Sri Amin pun ada. So kita ada pengurusan nilai dulu. Dalam pengurusan nilai itu dia akan tetapkan, you all akan tetapkan you all punya requirement, especially EMBO, schedule of accommodation dan sebagainya lah. Macam Datuk Seri cakap tadi lah, what is the function of the room dan sebagainya, what is the function of the that unit dan sebagainya lah. Dari situ baru kita terjemahkan balik dalam medical brief of requirement. Yang itu you all sediakan lah. Yang untuk yang JKR punya government side, untuk teknikal kita akan sediakan technical brief of requirement. So pernyataan ini paling penting dalam proses menyediakan dokumen tender untuk hospital especially. Because pengalaman saya lah untuk menjaga projek yang paling susah lah selain daripada pusat nuklear, yang second susah is hospital. That's why lah kalau orang kata kalau you look up to hospital, lepas tu you look up to school punya projek dan sebagainya, kita anggap kalau look at school tu kita dah kira pejam mata je. Hospital ni bagi saya lah, sepanjang saya dah menjaga hospital daripada menyediakan tender brief dan sebagainya, dah lebih kurang 5 tahun saya, termasuk yang telah saya sediakan untuk UMS. The second one is teaching hospital is UNIZA. Cuma saya tak terlibat dengan UPM yang sekarang advance lah. So memang hospital ni memang orang kata very difficult. Dia yang saya menghadapi masalah sekarang, pasal kita juga menjaga KKM punya hospital. Because kita tengoklah dia tak ada standard yang betul-betul, katakan macam tadi Datuk cakap lah, Datuk Seri cakap, emergency memang ada. Saya agree emergency. Tapi kalau you talk about OT dan sebagainya, dalam slide saya tu ada. Kita pernah membina, kita sekarang dah bawah saya yang dekat penghujung, Hospital Kelang, Women and Child, Hospital Bainon, juga Women and Child and Cardiology. Cardiology itu cuma untuk future. Third one yang penghujung is Hospital Rembau, yang semua ni memang ada masalah. So kalau you tengok OT tu, yang saya kena untuk OT ni bukan apa, laminar flow, mana aircon turun to the patient tu, dia kena semua sekali. Itu pun kita tak faham sebenarnya, because kita implementer. Yang kadang-kadang kita minta juga daripada klien datang, even kita menghadapi masalah dari segi konsultan yang belum ada pengalaman secara yang orang kata yang betul-betul berpengalaman lah. Because bila kita melaksanakan projek hospital ni, ada dua yang kita perlukan. Satu medical planner, satu lagi equipment planner. Which dalam negara kita ni saya rasa lebih kurang 10 saja. Kalau kita tengok sekarang projek-projek hospital yang turun yang the latest saya ceritalah, yang the latestnya yang kerjakan sebelum pilihan raya, Hospital Pendang, Hospital Baling, Hospital Serdang on the ground under saya, Hospital Kajang. Itu yang on the ground lah. So consultant juga semua design and build. Yang in-house saya rasa yang in-house pun tak banyak lah sebenarnya. Bersekat in-house ni dia pelaksanaan projek ni ada 3, satu in-house, maknanya di bawah JKR, satu lagi conventional perunding, mana perunding yang buat design, satu lagi design and build. So that's why bila come for the design and build, requirement tu must ditara lah. That's why kita duduk sit down, I think saya duduk dengan Profesor Dr. Zubaidi senyap dulu kan, kalau you all yang biasa cerita ni kan, nak sediakan tu memang ada masalah sikit lah. Kadang-kadang you all nak potong duit satu hal, bila kita cerita duit, bila kita tambah, you nak kurangkan bilik boleh, tapi nanti akan impact dari segi function of the department. Itulah pengalaman kita lah. So dari mula perancangan projek tu must be very thorough lah. So far lah hospital, kalau teaching kita punya pengalaman lah, teaching hospital ke hospital, especially teaching hospital, dia punya rate tu lebih kurang 6,000 per meter square. That the best lah. That's why masa kita buat untuk projek ni, kita tetapkan dulu sebelum 6,000. So bila kita tender, lebih kurang harga tu lah. That's why people banyak question sebenarnya, why the government hospital compare to the private hospital murah. Jadi itu pun jadi satu isu lah. Tapi kita kena faham yang kerajaan punya hospital tu dia banyak menyediakan kemudahan kepada macam Datuk Seri kata tadi, kemudahan Anjung Kasih lah, kita ada lagi apa orang kata mercury, bis private tak ada. Itu je lah. For time being saya rasa saya cerita yang itu pengalaman saya. Tapi kalau kita tengoklah sekarang ni kita pun untuk kerajaan lah, especially UPM punya satu Dr. Muhammad sana kat belakang tu, dia rakan saya masa menilaikan untuk Uniza dulu, dia pengarah hospital Serdang, dia punya, saya appreciate lah dia punya projek very advance. So sekarang menjadi contoh kepada kita lah, kalau nak melawat hospital, teaching hospital, I think UPM punya very advance lah. Okay, kalau kita pun IBS, kalau nak tengok Uniza punya, kita pakai IBS, sekarang dah tingkat 5, insyaAllah. Kita target by hujung tahun akan siap dia punya structure, siap 2020 insyaAllah lah. Okay, cuma saya nak sentuh lagi satu, ada kita yang terbaru, kita ada bidding information modeling, tapi saya tak tunjuklah kat sini. Kalau nak tengok nanti dalam saya punya talk tu ada, dalam saya punya nota. Ada ikut. Terima kasih.
Okay. Thank you to Dato' Saimi. Then we proceed on to the next speaker, that is Dr. Khairul Anwar. Silakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Terima kasih Prof. Datuk Moderator. Hospital pintar sekali lagi daripada aspek perundangan. Ia tak dapat lari daripada perkara-perkara berkaitan dengan medical legal lagi sekali. Tuan-tuan dan puan, smart hospital is very good. Memang diperlukan. Tetapi ada beberapa aspek dalam perkhidmatan hospital smart ini yang perlu dilihat dari segi aspek perundangan, terutamanya yang berkaitan dengan medical legal. For example, daripada pengalaman saya, medical legal arises apabila satu negligence atau malpractice berlaku. Tetapi medical legal ini nak sampai ke mahkamah, dia ada kaitan dengan cara komunikasi manusia. Seseorang yang tidak berpuas hati apabila sesuatu negligence atau malpractice berlaku, ditambahkan dengan layanan dan juga explanation yang tidak dapat diterima oleh pesakit atau waris pesakit, itu yang menyebabkan sampai ke mahkamah. Dan di dalam smart hospital ini, communication sekiranya berlaku, mungkin bukan melalui manusia, melalui robot, melalui sistem, melalui mesin, dan juga mungkin tidak ada langsung communication. Itu yang kita risaukan. Tuan-tuan dan puan, percayalah bahawa sekurang-kurangnya di USM, kita mengurangkan kadar medical legal yang difailkan di mahkamah hanya dengan berunding. Tetapi daripada observation kita, nyatakan bahawa kebanyakan keluarga pesakit bersetuju untuk menyelesaikan kes di luar mahkamah selepas berunding. Tapi kalau kita mempunyai sistem yang saya kena anticipate pada masa hadapan, lawyer atau negotiator kena berunding dengan keluarga pesakit bahawa dia kata, yes, negligence berlaku, but you have, keluarga pesakit kata, saya bercakap dengan mesin tak buat benda tak betul. Macam mana you nak fikir kita tak marah? Okey, itu perkara-perkara yang anticipation yang pada masa akan datang yang kita akan berhadapan. Jadi pada masa saya melihat kepada digitalization dan juga communication dalam bentuk smart hospital ini masih perlu lagi di backup dengan sumber manusia. Tuan-tuan dan puan, Naik Chancellor saya menyatakan bahawa, look Khairul, IR4 ni lawyer dah tak relevan. Irrelevant. Lawyer dah tak ada lah lepas ni. Penasihat undang-undang pun mungkin tak ada lah, dia kata. Okay? Memang mungkin betul, tetapi tuan-tuan dan puan, ada sektor yang boleh buat, ada sektor yang tak boleh buat dalam lawyer. Tuan-tuan, kalau nak beli rumah, lawyer dah tak perlu dah. Tuan-tuan masuk robot, beli rumah mana? 2 tingkat. Ada tanah, ada compound, harga 400,000. Di kawasan mana? Sebagainya, robot keluar dah, perjanjian keluar. Tuan-tuan boleh nak guna robot kan nak jumpa lawyer? Baik guna robot, murah lagi dan tak payah tengok kerenah lawyer. Okay? Cepat on the spot, stamping semua. Tetapi tuan-tuan dan puan, kalau tuan-tuan terlibat dalam satu kes rasuah, nak dituduh di mahkamah, tuan-tuan nak tak robot pergi mahkamah lawan tuan-tuan punya kes rasuah? Ha? Satu robot, satu manusia. Robot tanya, bila dalam satu-satu kes tersebut, nak refer ke mana? Dia tak tahu fakta dan sebagainya. Tuan-tuan, setengah perkara tidak boleh dilakukan. Jadi, untuk perkara-perkara berkenaan dengan smart hospital ni, saya ingin menekankan bahawa sekarang ni medical legal terarah kepada substance, iaitu kes kecuaian yang sebenar berlaku menyebabkan perkara tersebut. Tetapi dengan smart hospital ni kita bersedia bahawa kemungkinan kecuaian berlaku di peringkat awal sebelum even masuk ke ward, sebelum masuk ke operation room, dah berlaku dah kemungkinan data-data contohnya BP apa semua tak diambil dengan betul dan sebagainya. Okey, tuan-tuan kena lihat pelbagai aspek kan? Macam lawyer kita kena tengok pelbagai aspek. Kadang-kadang patient datang, patient takut nak jumpa doktor, takut nak masuk kena ward, dia datang dengan cucu dia yang sebenarnya pergi kat robot tu, pergi kat tempat testing tu, BP dia. Dan bila GP tengok, doktor tengok, tak ada masalah lah. Tetapi tidak tahu bahawa sebenarnya si nenek ni tak mau masuk ward dan menggunakan si cucu untuk di waktu triage tu dah dilengkapkan dengan data yang tidak betul sebab tidak ada siapa yang melihat. Okey, itu permulaan daripada saya.
Okay, I think we have come to the end of the discussion, presentation by the various individuals who are very familiar with the system. I think I'm going to, at this point, going to open this session to the floor. So if those of you who have some ideas on the issues, I hope we can discuss, then we can formulate, as I told you earlier, that we can discuss the formulation of the smart hospital. Now, while you're thinking, maybe I'd just like to share my own view as well. Being in the government sector for so long, and now being in the private sector, I think, since I see Dato' Wan Ismail is also there, he probably will be able to share the same view, that if you look at the hospital at the moment, there are so many services that we provide. Example, we have the kitchen is one part of the hospital service. Kitchen is where they prepare the food and provide to the patient. Then we have the CSSD, for instance, the sterility components of the hospital. Then if you look at the laboratory session, The laboratory can be either the wet laboratory or the ultrasound, the MRI, and then they have the CT scan and so on. The amount of money that is being spent by the hospital to maintain these auxiliary services is tremendous amount of money. But what would be interesting to see if we can privatize. I know UNISA is a government entity, but if you can privatize these services, for one time, please think that how efficient our system will be. Because you privatize a private laboratory or ultrasound system or a diagnostic laboratory, you give them a 5-year service, and if they don't perform, we retender. We tell somebody else to come and give us the service. In that way, you maintain a high level of quality in the service to the hospital and the patient. Number two, especially in Terengganu, if you look at the diagnostic services, I don't see much diagnostic services in the state. Providing such a service by the UNISA as a private center, they can extend to all the hospitals in Terengganu. And they will benefit from these services as well. So if you can talk about these services as a government-led, it's like a GLC kind of a thing. So you bring the government of the state government to participate, and they are responsible for these auxiliary services. Not only the diagnostic, I'm talking about the kitchen is privatized. In that way, the efficiency of the hospital will become better. This is one way of thinking. This is a private man's thinking, because right now I'm mainly involved in private sector, and my objective is to how to reduce the cost that is involved in servicing the hospital and so on. But this is something that we need to think about, and maybe people like Dr. Wan, maybe you can give your view. You know, you are the outsider. Although you're insider, but you're outsider when you talk about these medical sectors and so on. What is your view, Dato? Give this mic. The mic is, please, one of the mic.
Actually, I never expect any question. The panel is supposed to answer the question. But never mind. I've been talking to our colleague from University of Science Malaysia about the private hospital. There need to be, because what we can see in the government hospital today, as you say, this is more like government style. Then you look at the private hospital, a different style. So as if you go to a government hospital, you are sick, you go there, you get more sick. So the reason being, the situation. Okay, whereas if you go to some private hospital today, you go to the hospital like you are going to the hotel. So yang sakit sikit-sikit ni dah boleh sembuh macam tu. So this is the kind of scenario that should happen, and the mentality, the mindset, but it's not something easy to change. If you were to change, like what being mentioned earlier, you have to see from the beginning, where are we going, where are you going, something like that. You know? So if the government sector, that's the way things being said, you cannot simply change. But for private sector, you come out with a new strategy, new approach, then definitely you come out with something new. So that's why we can see today things are happening and people don't mind to spend money. Does not mean those who go to the private hospital, they are having big sum of money. But because of insurance coverage, this sort of thing, you know? So the rest have to go to private hospital, to the government hospital. But the thing that we can see today, there is not enough expertise when it comes to specialist treatment in the private hospital. So somehow they have to go to the government hospital. So sometimes there is a shock. You've been treated in the private hospital. Now when you go to government, it's a different treatment. So one thing that I think, if this can happen, but I don't know from the requirement, the governance, we can see today, like we go to any private hospital, they have set of people, specialists and so on. But when it comes to certain stage, like what I said, you got to go to government hospital. The expertise is not there. If you were to look at university, I've been talking to my friend earlier. You got all the expertise there in the government hospital, also treatment that you can give, and then at the same time you have the private wing. So that is where you can make good money. You got the expertise, but it has to be in a different environment, different and beyond when people enter the building. So that is in a way, for example, we can see most of the the government hospital today, they don't have sufficient fund.
Nice.
So one of the ways, I think, if this private wing of the government hospital, if they really develop, make it like a real private hospital, other private hospital, I think you can easily beat the standalone private hospital. I might be biased, yes, but I think because you have got the people. So let's say like maybe UNISA one day, inshallah, we have the normal hospital, then we have the private hospital. This one, I think when you talk about expertise, you have from inside. So you can generate more revenue, more income here to support the operation of the hospital. So in a way, we are not shifting the subsidy to the private hospital. We are capitalizing the income, the revenue generated under the private hospital for the hospital. So I think this is one of the way. But of course, in terms of service, it has to be at par. Then I think people will pay and people will make the choice. So
okay, thank you. Thank you, Dato'. It's an excellent piece of idea. I think I really thank you for that very innovative idea. But this idea is, although innovative, it's being practiced right now. And I think this is something that UNISA want to look at, because Tan Sri Amin has a lot of experience, because I think the current trend in building hospital, not only in this country, also in the United States and so on, is to have a teaching hospital combined with a private wing. The reason, as you said, we need to provide a good ambience for the patient. At the same time, you want the expertise which are coming from the faculties, they can serve the hospital as well. But this is a very good marriage between a good service and at the same time, opportunities are being produced and also sustainability. I think the issue that I want to talk about, I hope it will come from the floor itself. Many of us, we build hospital. Many, I think, from the construction side. One of the major problems in this country is sustainability. This, I hope we take note of this. Sometimes we make beautiful building, but you come and see the building after 5 years, you do not want to see the building. The reason why that happens, you go into the United States, where I came from, studying there for many, many years. The hospital was built 50 years ago. But the moment you go into the hospital, you see everything is so excitable. It's like no. So sustainability is not a term that is being used in this country very often. So I think, UNISA, I hope you'll take the lead, follow one of those suggestions, a marriage between a private wing and, of course, the teaching wing will be one of the approach probably to do. I'm not telling it is, probably. Maybe Tan Sri Amin can shed some of his view on this, and also Dato' Abu, you can also say a few words on that.
Terima kasih Datuk Moderator. Datuk Wan, you are definitely, I cannot deny, you are correct. Betul-betul, I cannot deny. Whatever your opinion just now is the real, what your observation is. What we do, anyway, just one or two statement here. What we have done in Universiti Malaya Medical Center, Universiti Malaya Specialist Center. When we started in the year 2000, Universiti Malaya Specialist Center menggunakan facilities dekat UMMC. Sebelum kita ada outpatient 4-story building. Tapi what we do, all in-house, tapi separate management. Specialist dibenarkan 3 sesi a week. Whereas the nurses kita gunakan, dia memang dekat public section, tapi kita ambil, train dia, retrain and train dekat our private wing. Tapi bila cukup masa, kita hantar dia balik lah. The behavior change. Maknanya is a human being, attitude. Jadi why dekat orang kata government hospital, the attitude is sampai terlalu banyak patient sangat kan. Jadi dia tak ada masa untuk melayan nicely. Tapi that's not a good excuse. Therefore now, whatever it is a concept of, for example, for UNIZA, walaupun dia ada bed total finally 400 bed, portion of it isolated for the private, at least to give an opportunity for the specialists and also some support staff, rather than they do moonlighting, they will do in the private section. And also indirectly, hopefully UNIZA Hospital, we start from fresh and the staff is being trained to appreciate the patient. So that it change the whole mood of even though if you have a good infrastructure, for example, total paperless hospital, but if human attitude is not been trained properly, and you wouldn't have a smart hospital. Because why? My concern today, the hospital, for example, in very near to my heart, dekat Universiti Malaya Medical Center, for example, we have total THIS, Total Hospital Information System, paperless. But my concern is that, take the doctors itself, the training doctors. When they are engaged with the computer, they didn't talk to the patient. But as we know that, when we doctors talk to the patient, 70% of patient problem is solved already. Tak payahlah kita bagi medication lagi, kan? Jadi these are the issue. Yes, the environment, the fact, a lot of factors influence why the attitude become like that, kan? Jadi maknanya when we are choosing a model for the smart hospital, it's not only infrastructure that we should be get ready, but the human touch must be there. But saya pun setuju dengan Dr. Khairul. Important because in the new era of revolutionary 4.0 ni, banyak sangat isu-isu ketara machine dealing with human. For example, yes, some in the healthcare sector to revolutionize this, not totally, the human touch must be there. Not totally robot yang managing that individual patient. Yes, a certain, but we have to train also human tadi to appreciate, because robot ni dia tak ada emosi. Unless Android pun kalau tak boleh instill the emosi dia. Kan? Jadi this is dangerous of the rising up a medical legal in the near future.
Okay, thank you, Tan Sri. Maybe Datuk Sri Abu, can you?
Datuk Wan, saya berpengalaman design, building hospital kerjaan dan sekarang saya build private hospital. A few points saja. Yang pertama, government hospital ni when they are good, patient multiply by days. They say the price you pay for being good. In fact, katalah Zubaidi ada kat situ, I pun ada kat situ, everybody, oh hospital ni Abu Hassan Zubaidi kat situ. Daripada UH, rumah dia section 5, depan UH hospital. Tapi datang ke HKL. And then HKL is very popular. So one thing, isunya begini Dato' Wan, actually sebenarnya when we design hospital, kita ikut calculation population, kita kata okay, lebih kurang satu hari katalah 6,000 orang. Tapi within 1 or 2 months, hospital efficiency, invite them to come. And masalah government hospital, budgetnya 2 tahun sekali. Jadi bila 2 tahun sekali kita budget untuk 2 tahun ni dah, dan kita tak fleksibel. Dia tak boleh nak. And now I build a private hospital. Private hospital lagi best. Bila bilangan patient naik aja, dia open the next wing. And then created, and then the whole thing become more and more. Nah, tapi Subang Jaya umpamanya, tengok Subang Jaya Hospital, very popular. Sekejap lagi dia build another hospital dekat sini. Now, I just want to mention 3 things. Pertama, in designing hospital pekerjaan, walaupun you buat cantik macam mana, dikatakan the capacity versus load, capacity versus burden of care equivalent to efficiency and complaint. Jadi dalam formula ini, capacity itu must always be able to tango with the burden. Kalau the burden override the capacity, timbullah complaint, timbullah facility damage dan pelbagai lagi. Yang kedua, financial. Nah, this issue sebenarnya saya juga design hospital di Indonesia. Hospital Indonesia sebenarnya mereka ni ada some form of financial independent, financial autonomy. Nah sebenarnya kalau kita tengok hospital, tempat yang paling senang buat duit ialah kapak. Tapi kapak kita ni, duitnya masuk ke treasury. Sepatutnya duit itu masuk ke hospital. Jadi kalau kita dapat duit daripada, there must be some form of profit center. Now what do you mean by profit center? Kapak, kantin, buatlah macam food court, lepas tu buatlah kedai-kedai, mall. We have to have money generating activity so that the hospital can function. Now this we learn from UMMC. Mereka banyak patient dan duit masuk sikit boleh masuk sikit ke bahagian government punya. I think that's one thing, Prof. Zubaidi. Please think about this, profit center. You have to have profit center in order to you to manage. And this financial autonomy and financial independence is one of the most crucial things. If we only depend on government punya grant and tak boleh.
Thank you, Dato'. That's a very fine comment. I think I'm going to go back to the floor again, give them a chance and see if there's someone here, young doctors, if you have anything to come up with brilliant ideas. Normally it comes from the young people. Any ideas or you want to raise any issues? While you are thinking about the issues, I'm going to ask Prof. Hafizah and see what you think about privatizing a diagnostic center like a path lab in a hospital like UNISA.
Thank you, Dato' Khairul. I think it depends on what is our baseline policy on the running of the so-called smart hospital. I think the one that has been suggested is probably the feasible one. That means 2 entity, the private smart hospital running as a private entity, and in line supporting the teaching hospital functioning as a public hospital. So it's a win-win situation, macam Robin Hood lah in a way, right? At the same time, the academics who are consultant specialists can practice in-house. So issue moonlighting tadi Tan Sri Amin ada sebut, so that's another issue. And I think if they can be allowed to be a shareholder, it's another issue. Yeah. Maybe that will enhance the loyalty to the entity. So I think if we go, because on one end, I think our main objective is really to serve the public. Yeah, I mean, support their patient care. However, we need to generate income, and I think Dato' Sri Abu gave various suggestions, which UM is doing, a lot of centers are doing, and also the medical city concept. I think that's important. Therefore, I think if we want to, on the diagnostics dan sebagainya, for the private wing, we can charge at. There is a possibility that we can charge. We probably need to, in terms of a business plan, a proper business plan, to charge them a private and then whatever profit from there can be subsidized in the public sector, in the private wing of the public wing of the hospital.
Okay, thank you.
And another issue is my experience in HUKM is that when we open the private wing, the income generated could be given to the faculty a certain amount, and I think that has to be sort of agreed on the onset. I think Tan Sri Amir will agree with me, so that the academicians who are even not practicing there feels the benefit. Macam boleh diguna pakai untuk sama ada research atau menghadiri persidangan and so on. So it's like the feeling is like we are all one big family. It's a win-win situation. Nobody gets deprived. So it's a matter of you dapat lebih sikit atau kurang, but everybody get benefit from that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Can we now take any questions or suggestions from the floor? Otherwise, I'm going. Yes, please. Ada mic pass to yang orang belakang tu. Orang belakang. Can we pass the mic to? Can you identify your name and because somebody is taking notes?
Assalamualaikum. Saya Matron Nolian. Sekarang ni sedang bertugas di Hospital Kemaman lah. Okey, yang tentang konsep hospital ni memang baguslah. Ya, ada konsep tentang Islamik. Dan saya pernah juga bermesyuarat dalam pembinaan hospital. Ada yang dia buat konsep resort konsep. Jadi hiasan di dalam hospital tu dia buat macam resort lah. Jadi yang ni boleh buat keselesaan. Jadi satu lagi yang saya nak tanya tentang intelligent hospital ni, kalau diguna pakai di hospital UNIVERSITI ni, adakah konsep ni, contoh bila pesakit masuk dalam hospital, follow up dia akan pergi kepada bahagian kesihatan awam. Jadi bagaimanakah dia nak meneruskan konsep intelijen ini kepada kesihatan awam? Sebab contoh, kalau ada pesakit di operation, selepas beberapa hari dia akan discharge. Discharge ni kita kena pass over kan kepada kesihatan awam. Macam mana nak kita buatkan kesinambungan intelijen hospital ni ke kesihatan awam? Sebab bila pada kesihatan awam, dia dah pergi kepada apa orang kata jabatan lain, bukan di dalam sini. Sebab intelijen yang saya nampak adalah di dalam hospital sahaja.
Okay, I think this is a very mind-boggling question, and it's an important question. The reason, as Matron just said, we always talk about patient at the hospital. But actually the patient is not going to be in the hospital for the rest of their life. They're going to come for a very short period of time. They get admitted, the procedure is done, then they move on. So what happens when they move on to the community? How is a smart hospital going to follow through this patient and rehabilitate the patient? Is that the question? Maybe I pose this question because this will be much more relevant to the accident emergency, because they always see very acute cases and then they move on from there. Maybe, Dato', can you?
Yeah, saya nak beritahu very important message to you. Throughout the world, especially United Kingdom, primary care is a driving force of healthcare. Dan zaman Tan Sri Abu Bakar Sulaiman, we must develop primary care to the highest level. That's why we develop family medicine specialists. Now, isunya begini, kita ada network of clinic surrounding hospital. Apabila kita dah operate dah tu, kita refer nice letter to the primary medicine. Supaya kalau di kawasan ni, katalah di kawasan Kemaman tu, kawasan dekat, katalah dekat kopi, kedai kopi. Jadi dia ada satu primary clinic kat situ. Jadi dia take care of the patient. And dia kenal rumah siapa, nama anak siapa. Dia have profile to the whole family. Jadi dia mesti tahu everything about the family. That's called family care. Now, it is not wrong for us to refer. Tetapi bukanlah refer straight away. Kalau Datuk Zubaidi buat operation pun dah tenang, dah okey, dah kata dah balik near normal, baru dia refer tu. Kalau masa-masa lagi perlu tengok wound, kita tidak refer. Surgeon will never refer the case until it is perceived to be stable. Tetapi what I want to mention to you is this. Kita tidak mahu martabat family medicine ini mesti dipertingkatkan supaya mereka sebenarnya mengenali keluarga dan take care of keluarga. Dan mereka sebenarnya, the patient belong to them. When I was in United Kingdom, when I was training there, there's something called GP Trust Fund. And family medicine doctor ada banyak duit. Dia menentukan hospital mana yang dia nak refer. Jadi maksudnya, pesakit yang belong to him, dia tentukan. Kalau hospital Kemaman tak bagus, dia hantar ke UNIZA. Kalau maksudnya how powerful they are. They are the medical driving component. Jadi kita nak buat macam tu. Jadi kita respect family medicine. Ask them to take care of their patient. Okay, that's how we are thinking.
That's a good explanation. But I think what it falls down to is that the big data that we talked about. We cannot run away from the big data. So I think UNIZA has to take the lead having a big data of the community. So that once the big data is available, you can zoom down to individual care. But I just want to also echo on Dato' Abu's statement. WHO rates Malaysia as one of the top countries in the world when it comes to peripheral services that we provide. One of the number one country in the world when we come to talk about peripheral services, because our service system is super. But of course, we can improve. I think that's the idea that was the question came from. How do we improve? I think that is what we need to think about. Any other suggestions?
Just
Tansri, yeah.
Your idea is great. That's why the idea beginning of year 2000, when toward the paperless, that are providing solution, the IT people. That time, even the Kementerian Kesihatan Hospital, we have a networking even to the rural area, to the level of general practitioner and to the level of the perkhidmatan kesihatan awam. Begitu juga the Kementerian Kesihatan linked to the university hospital. Therefore, a patient just bring a card. If for example, he saw a doctor specialist in the university hospital, but he went back home to remote area, but he falls sick. Then with the card, he know what's happened. But I think the legal have to see the, Data Protection Act. But that already in Malaysia punya healthcare planning.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to shift slightly away from this current discussion to share with you some of what we are doing. We in Kuala Lumpur, in Masa University, we are going to come out with our hospital. At the same time, we are coming up with a hotel. So the concept is when somebody is going to send their patient to our hospital, they are going to come with a family. And the family cannot be staying in Kuala Lumpur because my hospital is going to be in Sarjana Putra. So Sarjana Putra is a bit away from Kuala Lumpur. Number two, it is also located in non-urban areas. So there are a lot of people who cannot afford will be coming down to see or admit the patients. So we are going to come out with a subsidized kind of hotel. Now I'm going to touch upon this, very important. Maybe to anyone can answer this question, but if not, I'll start with Dr. Dato, yourself, Dr. Dato apa nama? Suhaimi, Dr. Suhaimi, and see what would be the possibility that UNIZA could come out with a similar concept of having a kind of a subsidized kind of accommodation that allow, because UNIZA is going to play a very key pivotal area in this area because more referral is going to happen because they are university hospital and they are the only university hospital. So many patients will be coming from all the different areas of the state. But they cannot be staying just on the streets or in the hospital corridors and so on. So what is your view to your suggestion to him?
Okay, terima kasih Dato'. Saya rasa dia berbalik semula kepada duit lah. I think the government masa bila dia approve or the budget this thing lah, dari segi priority of the project lah, more than hospital. I think masa kita bincangkan this thing masa dengan EPU, jadi kita pun masukkan sekali untuk menyediakan this kemudahan hotel lah. Tapi saya rasa so far lah yang saya terlibat dengan UMS pun, UMS tetap saya dia mohon kepada Kementerian Luar Bandar untuk menyediakan kemudahan untuk orang ramai yang mana dia boleh stay lah. I think Ampang they have for the patient, keluarga patient yang tidak mampu. I think to generate, I think maybe pihak university because they have their own budget lah. Because I think for UNIZA they have advantage sebenarnya because Kementerian Pendidikan telah menyalurkan duit terlebih awal. So they have interest on that one lah. Because bank give them interest maybe a few $1 million a year. Rasa dah 2-3 tahun lah, maybe with that money maybe dia boleh construct budget hotel or what lah. Or if not, they convert dia punya hostel yang sedia ada to become a hotel, low budget hotel lah.
Okay,
I think the area is still there lah.
Okay, I think this concept may be required to relook into it, and it is something very important because I share with you my own experience. When I was in Kelantan, in Kebangsaan, we built kind of small hut-like houses where patient will send the parents or relatives send the patients to the hospital, and they were given accommodation which is only 2 ringgit per night. It was cheap. But the difficulty was that the patient got well and the patient was discharged, but the relatives do not want to leave the chalet that we had made within the campus. So they wanted to stay on. They thought that chalet was theirs. So I think there will be difficulties because these are rural folks. They don't really understand some issues about finance and so on. But that will be a big job for Dato' Zubaidi when it comes to him. But Dato', you want to say something?
Ya, saya ingin bercerita sedikit tentang Patient Data Protection Act. Ini tadi Dr. Karuano mention. Patient Data Protection Act ini dikeluarkan oleh sebab kita berkongsi maklumat tentang patient yang tidak melalui tata cara yang tertentu. Now, of course, medical doctor very upset because patient data protection ini mungkin nanti to affect our service system. Okay, let me explain clearly. Kerana patient data protection ini di bawah jawatan kuasa saya dan yang juga kita telah menentukan apakah sebenarnya patient data protection act. Okay, pertama, patient data protection act ini adalah kita memberi maklumat tentang patient. We give information about patient meant for transaction. That means meant to make some business or money. That's wrong. And number 2, Patient Data Protection Act, if you ask permission from the patient, umpamanya kalau kita nak refer case ni ke family doctor, kita nak refer ke klinik, kita beritahu ke patient ni, okey Pak Cik, saya akan hantar maklumat Pak Cik ini ke doktor di Gong Badak. Pak Cik ini kebenaran? Kalau dia kata okey, jadi Patient Data Protection is okey sebab kita dah minta permission daripada pesakit tu. Tetapi yang kedua yang paling penting, patient data protection ini tidak terlibat government hospital. Dia hanya lebih kepada private hospital. Tetapi kalau kita tangkap gambar pesakit dan kita hantar WhatsApp kepada itu memang melanggar undang-undang Patient Data Protection Act. So don't worry, kalau kita government hospital, every time kita nak hantar maklumat, kita beritahu pada pesakit, that consent given. Yang kedua, kalau kita hantar maklumat untuk referral tanpa berniat untuk transaction, itu pun halal. Yang tak bolehnya kalau kita refer to somebody tanpa minta permission pada pesakit. So Patient Data Protection Act ini satu perkara baru yang telah menjadikan satu isu lah. Umpamanya kami ni kalau ada pendera wanita atau pendera kanak-kanak. Jadi kita nak beritahu ataupun seorang tu ada HIV. Kita nak beritahu isteri dia atau nak beritahu suami dia atau apa saja. Ini very important. We have to ask the permission dulu. boleh tak kita beri keluarga kamu tahu yang tentang penyakit ini? Kalau dia kata-kata tak boleh, kita tak boleh beri. Itu masalahnya. Tapi kadang-kadang kalau orang ni macam dia ni seorang progol atau dia punya veteran, kita kena beri maklumat ni. Ini kalau kita beri dengan niat untuk prevent other cases, ini tidak termasuk dalam patient data protection. Ini penting bagi kita nak beritahu lah. Okay, thank you.
Terima kasih, Dr. Abu Hassan. I think the question I wanted to pose to Dr. Khairul Anwar, but he has already said because our lawyer is there. But I think I have to talk to Dr. Khairul Anwar. The patient confidentiality, how is this actually being supervised in your hospital that you came from, and how effective it is?
It seems that kena buka rahsia pekung di dada lah. Okay, confidential lah. Confidential ada yang tak di confidential. Okay, patient's data is always a private documents, period. Tidak ada lagi no negotiation. The only thing that you can divulge, expose, share the data is with the consent of the patient, himself or herself, or required by the law. Required by the law macam Datuk Sri cakap tadi, if it's a progol, cuba membunuh diri, is required by the law for you to disclose it. Period. So itu adalah situasi-situasi yang dibenarkan. Problem yang kita ada ialah apabila ianya pesakit tidak sedar, tetapi perlu data tersebut dan adakah next of kin of pesakit dibenarkan. Itu ada isu-isu yang perlu dilihat. So berbalik kepada soalan, the absolute care must be protected against all these patients' data. Tidak boleh digunakan sewenang-wenangnya. The problem with university, termasuk UNIZA yang akan datang, saya rasa, ialah this patients' data for research. Okay, Datuk Sri, tadi kami ada masalah ialah apabila ambil data pesakit, diletakkan di dalam tesis. Diletakkan dalam tesis. So whether it is allowed or not, absolutely not allowed. You still kena minta daripada patient. Research tidak dijadikan sebab untuk membenarkan perkara tersebut berlaku. That's why you have patient consent. Dan dalam patient consent, you boleh letak sekali untuk research consent juga. Okay? Itu yang dikatakan serampang dua mata untuk diadakan dua-dua sekali. So sekarang ni banyak yang medical doctor merasakan patient consent is the thing yang you kena buat. Tetapi tanpa disedari kalau ianya data digunakan untuk research consent, particularly for clinical trial dan sebagainya, maka perlu juga ada consent for research. Itu barulah data-data tersebut. Ianya sebagai universiti, ianya tidak ada blanket consent for us to use this data. Our problem is always sometimes with students, termasuklah international students. Okay, we have few cases whereby international students took the data, the Malaysian data, and publish it when they finish. Itu perkara-perkara yang menyusahkan sebab when they produce, even the photo tu has been appearing in the thesis ataupun artikel. Itu memang sangat merisaukan sebab jawapannya memang tidak boleh, tidak dibenarkan. So Datuk memang tidak boleh.
Very good. The issue has been dealt well. I think we are running out of time. There are so many issues that we can talk about, and I want to just give one opportunity. If Prof. FND, you have anything to say? Anything you want to? Any comments from you?
Thank you, Dato'. Maybe just one small question. Yes. And might be due to the fact that I was not around yesterday. This might possibly have been ironed out. exactly are we talking about smart here? Yeah? So there is some definition, some explanations of what smart could be, but the scope is not very clear. Well, at least to me, maybe for others. It's almost analogous to what we are discussing at one time about quality. When we talk about quality, everybody has so many ideas of what it should be. And possibly smart this time would have the same conundrum, I presume. But obviously, maybe if yesterday things have been ironed out, that's well and good. But from today's, this morning's discussion, the basic idea I get is, yes, the focus must be in patient care. That is very clear, loud and clear. And all others, AI, mobile apps, etc., are all enablers to ensure that the doctors, the medical officers can make the right diagnosis, accurate treatment, etc., etc. So I think if we were to subscribe to that concept, I don't think we can go wrong. Yep. So focus patient care. Smart is whatever that we use to ensure that all those enablers would assist in those endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. It is always the comprehensive care that we talk about when we talk about a smart hospital. Maybe before I wind up the discussion, I just want to allude 1 second to my dear friend, Dr. Khairul Anwar, as now he was talking about. One of the things that is very important for Prof. Dato Zubaidi to take note in relevant to the same point is that you must have a strong ethics committee in your hospital. Believe me and take note of this. The number one issue when you talk about confidentiality and all the various issues we talked about must have an ethics committee. And the ethics committee must be chaired and championed by very senior members of the faculty. And you must also include people who are from outside. And not only from the medical fraternity, but also from other stakeholders from outside. Must be a member of your ethics committee to make sure the confidentiality is maintained, the protection of the patient's right is maintained at every point. With that note, I'm going to give you 1 minute to say anything, Dato Zubaidi, before I'm going to wind up the whole thing.
Inshallah, I'm going to close nanti. Some closing speech, so tak apalah, I will.
You will say things, all right?
Later.
Okay, I think since we have discussed so long, it's an hour, and I think I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the panel members, especially we begin from Tan Sri Amin and Dato Sri Abu Hassan, Dato Suhaimi, and also Dr. Khairul Anwar. We thank you for all your input. It's been excellent. But I'm going to summarize very briefly. The summary has been just given to me. I asked that Prof. Nick to see if he can summarize, but he says he's already summarized on a paper, and he wanted to see if I can summarize to all of us. And this will be given to Prof. Dato Zubaidi. This is actually the feelings of many of us, because we have spent a lot of time talking about it. So I think, in summary, there are 4 points that were raised, very important points that were raised. Number 1, by Tan Sri Amin, that is patient-centered. So I think you need to focus yourself, building your hospital, it has to be a patient-centered. So whatever you do, whatever the facilities are, it has to be patient-centered, number 1. Number 2, to accommodate patient and the relatives' need. I think this is very important, something, a new concept, new paradigm, you need to think about it. The next one is the SMART concept, enhance experience of experience services. And number 4, the best model maybe we need to look into patient safety, comfort, and fulfill needs of the patients. This came from Tan Sri Amin. Although he said many more, we just summarize very quickly. Next came from Dato' Abu Hassan, which is, he talked about structure mirror processes. The structure facilities. We can do any kind of a building, but it is not friendly. It's not a user-friendly building. It will be a failure. So that's what he alluded to. And he talked about policy. Your policy has to be in place. If you don't have a proper policy, everybody will be doing everything they want to do. So we need to have a single policy that everybody follows. And we change the policy as required. The next one, he talked about manage expectations. You are a university hospital. You are going to be the single entity in this part of the world, in Terengganu. A lot of expectations will be on you. So you need to ensure and manage the expectations. The next, he said, is the client charter. I think we have touched about it, and that he touched on, very important. And I think he talked about so many other issues which are related to having the safety of the patient within the framework of the hospital. Next, I'm going to talk about Dato' Suhaimi's view. Dato' Suhaimi, of course, coming from the engineering kind of specialty, he talked about pengurusan and penilaian. And he talked about term of references related to various functions in the hospital. And he talked about the medical planner. Medical planner is very essential, and he talked about it. And he talked about very important issue, that is, this is not a hospital that you are building, but you are building a university hospital. In every attempt in the building of this hospital, please have in your mind that you are building a university hospital. That was in summary for him. And of course, next was Dr. Khairul. He talked about the majority of the issues pertaining to the patient confidentiality. And he talked about the human behavior, how they play an important role. At this point, I'll share with you, there has been report, I know myself, a few young doctors, they go out of the clinic, go to where they have cafeteria, they sit down, they talk about, the patient who is in ward number 7, bed number 8, this patient is having sexually transmitted diseases. And he's walking around all the time to go from the other side of the border. And that kind of a conversation should never happen. And I think this is what I think Dr. Khairul was talking about. Thank you for your proposal and suggestion. And I also want to talk about some other issues that were brought up from the floor. I think issues, I personally also talked about privatization of some of the auxiliary facilities. I think you want to think about it. Dato' Wan came out with an excellent idea, which is already existing, but in a different mode he came out with. That is, he talked about that the perceived better services are existing in the private hospital, and that perception has to be changed. That could be changed if that university hospital has both the private wing as well as the social part of the hospital. I think this is something we need to think about, and it's a very important suggestion. I think Dato' Zubaidi, you want to think about it and mull over it. Next, of course, he also talks about expats in private practices, and also he talked about to develop the private wing and the social wings. Now, Tan Sri Amin again alluded to some other idea, establishing private wing and what are the difficulties. It's not that easy, because I personally was involved with Tan Sri and also with, I think Prof. Afandi was there with us at the time when we were formulating this private wing with Dato' Anwar Zaini. It was such a beautiful concept, but what happened is the concept became not so good, and I think Tan Sri Amin is trying to rectify that, because some people become very rich in the private wing, utilizing all the facilities that are available in the hospital. So I think this is what Tan Sri Amin was talking about. And again, Dato' Abu Hassan was talking about good services. He talked about financial aspect of the hospital is another aspect that you need to control. And Prof. Abisa was talking about the feasibility of privatized wing, having a private diagnostic center which can actually generate money and can move on to support the other sectors. All right, there was one important question raised by Matron. She didn't give the name. Matron from the hospital Kemaman. And of course, she had a very interesting point that she discussed about the idea of patients who are going away to the peripheral area and how do we communicate with them and how a proper service can be provided to. And we have discussed that as well. Okay, there are some other issues that we talked about. Eventually, I think we all know, we talked about a comprehensive hospital that should be built under UNIZA. And maybe I can visualize now, probably it will have a university wing as well as a private wing to enhance your operation and sustainability for long term. And thirdly, you want to think about having some form of accommodation for patients relatives and so on who are coming over here, which will be very, very important in your case because Terengganu is in such a position that you require that facilities. With that note, once again, I thank all the panel speakers. Again, I thank all the individuals who supported with some question, and most important of all of you who have been here listening to this 1 hour of discussion. And I think this discussion will be given to Dato' Zubaidi, and hopefully that the next visit we make to Kuala Terengganu, we will be able to see a hospital that visualized by many of you. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Majlis merakamkan ucapan ribuan terima kasih kepada yang berbagai datuk dan keempat-empat panel kita pada hari ini. Majlis kita telah pun hampir sampai ke penghujungnya. Untuk itu majlis dengan sukacitanya menjemput dan mempersilakan yang berbahagia Profesor Datuk Dr. Ahmad Zubaidi bin Abdul Latif untuk ucapan penutup dan resolusi kluster perubatan MPN. Untuk itu majlis dengan sukacitanya menjemput dan mempersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Terima kasih kepada semua hadirin dan hadirat yang masih lagi sudi hadir untuk hari yang kedua. Hanya 3 perkara yang secara dasarnya menjadi resolusi untuk seminar pengurusan hospital pada hari ini. Tapi yang paling penting ialah kesediaan pihak-pihak daripada jabatan kerajaan seperti Kementerian Kesihatan dan JKR bersama-sama dengan pihak daripada Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi iaitu Universiti Awam dan juga universiti swasta didukung oleh Majlis Profesor Negara yang bernaung di bawah Jabatan Perdana Menteri. Dan inilah saya rasa yang penting kita jadikan satu amalan kita untuk memastikan bahawa apa-apa pun kekuatan yang kita ada dapat kita sinergikan bersama dan akhirnya akan lahirlah satu ikatan keilmuan yang berdasarkan bukan saja kepada ilmu pengetahuan semata-mata tapi juga didasarkan kepada pengetahuan ataupun the working experience yang harganya memang tidak dapat dinilaikan oleh apa-apa yang dapat dilihat. Jadi yang pertama yang saya rasa resolusi yang telah kita bincang di belakang tadi, resolusi yang pertama ialah pembinaan model smart hospital ini perlulah didokumentasikan sebagai perjalanan kematangan dasar sistem perkhidmatan kesihatan Malaysia sendiri. Satu, there is the documentation of smart hospital is the journey of this country itself to be a mature country. Itu nombor satu. Resolusi yang kedua ialah pembinaan hospital pengajar berbeza daripada hospital biasa oleh kerana hospital pengajar ini ialah hospital yang akan merupakan pendukung kepada research ataupun kepada penyelidikan yang bersifat translational. Maknanya penyelidikan yang memberi efek ataupun kesan immediate ataupun kesan yang orang tak panggil kesan selalu lah, kesan selalu kepada pesakit dan juga kepada masyarakatnya. Yang kedua, maknanya the second part is about research. The first part is about the country itself. The second part is about research. Dan yang ketiga, smart hospital ialah perhimpunan untuk melakukan transaction dari segi ekonomi dan juga dari segi competitive pricing. Jadi dua perkara yang perkara terakhir tentang smart hospital ialah ada transaksi ekonomi, maknanya ada transaction, ada sesuatu melibatkan the science of transaction, dan yang kedua ianya melibatkan juga dengan competitive pricing. Jadi itu yang tiga perkara yang akan kami bincang dengan Tan Sri Prof Amin nanti juga ada Profesor Negara untuk dijadikan sebagai solusi daripada seminar ini. Dan juga untuk kita kongsikan dengan sahabat-sahabat semua ialah bagaimana Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi telah pun menetapkan, ini secara basic ya, Menteri telah menetapkan untuk setiap kampus di Universiti Awam pada bulan Jun tahun ini telah pun dijadikan sebagai smart campus. Jadi smart campus mungkin untuk pihak Datuk Syahimi juga boleh kongsikan nanti dengan orang JKR. KPT definisi untuk smart campus senang saja, tapi because it's the start je. Dan itu insya-Allah akan dijalankan pada bulan 6 ni. 2 bulan lagi. Pertama ialah cashless. Maknanya transaksi kita nampak susah, tak dapat, tapi that is what you want to do, cashless. Maknanya transaksi mesti gunakan e-wallet ke ataupun gunakan universiti. Kita nak jadikan kalau tak ada kad lah. Tapi cardless memang susah sikit. Tapi the concept ialah cashless. Dan kedua ialah konsep smart campus ialah paperless. Jadi pada hari ini walaupun kita cuba nak buat tak ada paperless, tapi still untuk kita lebih rasa lebih mengenali, kita juga buat buku program. Tapi kalau yang sepatutnya ialah paperless. dan kami juga rasa PowerPoint kami pun tak berapa terang, mata susah nak melihat. So first one cashless and kedua paperless. Yang ketiga yang kami minta maaf kami tak dapat lakukan ialah QR code. Semua patutnya dah ada QR code dan banyak program di kementerian telah gunakan QR code, tapi untuk program pada hari ini oleh kerana ini baru dimulakan oleh sebuah PTJ yang agak kekurangan dari personalnya, hanya untuk PTJ di bawah Dr. Nick Syafuddin hanya ada 3-4 orang saja. Jadi mereka tak mampulah untuk buat QR code. Tapi itulah 3 konsep yang Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi bangunkan untuk bulan Jun. Smart Campus ada 3. Taklah betul, maknanya kita tak boleh, no need to debate. QR code, cashless, paperless 3. Jadi untuk Smart Hospital, biarlah kita jadikan ini sebagai satu gagasan. Dan insyaAllah ini akan dibincang di peringkat Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi. Saya pun telah mendapat arahan daripada Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi untuk kita kumpulkan apa yang kita bincang pada hari ini untuk kita bawa untuk perbincangan bersama di Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi dan juga daripada CEO Majlis Profesor Negara untuk kita buat round table discussion supaya konsep Smart Hospital yang kita ada pada hari ini dapat merangkumi berbagai-bagai kalangan daripada yang paling dhaif sampai kepada satu contoh yang boleh kita kongsikan dengan mungkin ada hospital di Kanada, hospital juga di Indonesia. Tapi yang paling akhir ialah hospital yang syariah compliance. Hospital yang menunjukkan bahawa kita ingin membawa obor Islam dalam kehidupan kita, kehidupan keluarga dan juga kehidupan negara kita. Jadi untuk akhir katanya, saya bagi pihak Universiti Sultan ZAINAL ABIDIN dan juga bagi pihak pengurusan Majlis Lembaga Universiti di bawah Datuk Prof. Emeritus Brigjen Kamarudin Hussein, dia sampaikan salam kepada semua yang hadir pada hari ini. Kami sebenarnya bukanlah universiti, bukan je sebuah universiti RU atau rasis universiti. Kita ada Tan Sri Amin, wakil universiti RU sini. Kita ada juga Khairul Anwar, Dr. Anwar daripada Universiti Sains Malaysia. Tetapi yang penting di sini ialah walaupun kami bukan sebuah research university, tapi insya-Allah apa-apa pun yang kami lahirkan ialah bermula juga daripada sebuah research university. Kerana kebanyakan daripada kami berasal daripada research university dan tujuan kita berada di Terengganu ialah we must decentralize whatever happen in Kuala Lumpur supaya kekuatan, keperkasaan dan kemajuan teknologi negara ini dapat disampaikan kepada semua pelosok negara. Wabillahi taufiq, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Majlis merakamkan ucapan jutaan terima kasih kepada yang berbahagia Datuk di atas ucapan yang disampaikan sebentar tadi. Untuk itu, maka berakhirlah program seminar Pengurusan Hospital Kebangsaan 2018 pada hari ini. Bagi pihak majlis, kami merakamkan ucapan jutaan terima kasih kepada Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Datin, Yang Berbahagia Profesor di atas kesudian dan dalam menjayakan program kita pada hari ini. Mohon maaf di atas segala kekurangan. Apa yang pasti segala kebaikan itu datang daripada Dia Yang Maha Esa dan segala kelemahan itu datang daripada kekhilafan di kami sendiri. Dijemput kepada semua jemputan untuk menikmati hidangan yang kami sediakan di luar Dewan. Dan saya sudahi majlis kita hari ini dengan wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.